Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ro the American with HiipFire from the Netherlands and Nicell, also from North America. We're bringing you some EU action tonight, as you're expecting, between some pretty great teams. We've got recognizable names on my end, and well, let's just get right into the rosters on our HiipFire. We've got Ascent.EU, the newly sponsored Ascent, taking over the top 5 Rocket roster. Why don't you break that down for us?
All right, the Ascent roster is on Scouts. You have Neo and Credu. On Soldier, you have Pocket Flu, Roamer Korvac. On Demo, you have Elicor, and on Medic, you have the Medic is Umbrak.
Umbrak.
Right? Duh. Of course, it's Umbrak. I don't know why I even got confused.
Yeah, and then over on the other side, we've got Weebtunnel Tactics with Menti on Medic, Warhurya on Demo, Vaney and Ignis, the Soldiers, and Nuthouse and Bloodus as the Scouts. Very varied roster there, full of power. So let's just talk about who do you think has the advantage this match? Where are you in the spectrum of who wins this?
Well, I mean, I don't want to really take the obvious answer, but I definitely am siding more towards the top 5 Rocket Ascent side. I definitely feel like the team has a bit more, I guess, better star players on the roster. So, you know, I think that Elicor will probably show up, Korvac will probably show up, Credu will pound, you know, the usual people.
Yeah. So are you saying that because there's something like lackluster on Weebtunnel Tactics? Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, it's not that the team is lackluster. It's just that I think that the team isn't, I guess, as star heavy. Like, I think everyone on the team is relatively solid. Like, everyone on the team isn't really that bad, but it's just that they don't have like a big name on their team. I mean, they have
like,
War, but like
they haven't really made a name for themselves.
War is definitely not in, you know, his 2014
prime
state. Yeah, he's not in his prime definitely at this point. So I'd say that the team, I don't know, like, it's not like it's gonna be, I don't expect it to be a 100% roll for Ascent, but I feel like it's more gonna be like a, you know, it just eventually Ascent will pull it out.
Gotcha. So our matches for tonight, our maps rather, are going to be Gullywash, the first one. We're going to get into that very shortly. I heard a ready up squeak, squishy sound. And after that, we've got Product, the Viaduct Pro version, which will be full of lots of action. And I'm looking very much forward to that.
It'll be quite interesting. I mean, Product will be interesting to see how Weebtunnel Tactics will approach it, because unlike Ascent, Weebtunnel Tactics doesn't really seem to have like a designated sniper. I feel like maybe one of the scouts is like a nutty sniper, and I just don't know. But on the old roster, I knew that Gink was obviously, you know, the big sniper that they had, but now it's a little bit of a question mark. While Ascent has multiple, well, it has Neo, and Neo's a good sniper, but it seems like the game is starting. So, you wanna bring me to this first mid here?
Yeah, and actually I noticed Credu started on heavy and then swapped a sniper, probably to catch out and throw off any players who were spy checking for who plays what. And War is going to take a lot of damage as well as a rocket onto Nuthouse. Very good bomb, and then Warhurya is going to get immediately sniped by Credu playing that sniper class. He's going to get pressured over in the big door, but he's going to get peppered down by Neo, the scout. A follow-up bomb from Ignis is going to be able to do some good damage and take out Umbrak, the medic. But everyone else falls down. Elicor also a late death, but he will be spawning with his medic, and it looks like Ascent will take the mid and potentially the second, unless Warhurya really gets into position here.
It was a very good mid. I very much liked the sniper play from Credu into big door. We've seen it before, but that's mostly from low pender, and low pender tends to be read really well, but Weebtunnel Tactics was not ready for it. The Warhurya got sniped, and then everyone just kind of started watching big door, and then Flu came out of nowhere and just got the easy med frag, and then it just got mulched pretty quickly. But we actually have Umbrak on crits right now, which is quite interesting to go for crits for the first mid, so I want to see that Elicor crits right now. Now I'm really excited.
Also, meanwhile, over on the big door, we've got Credu sniping, charging up that fully charged shot to get penetration and extra damage, and the crits is being cleared away. All the players that were in lobby and Victor are gone, and now the crits has been popped. It's going around the corner. Menti is 10% away from getting it, and this is not connected with anyone, but a nice little headshot to Bloodus is going to be a nice little initiator, and while everyone else rushes in through the truck, they're going to be getting on point, taking down Menti, and now it's a bloodbath for Weebtunnel Tactics as a last-ditch effort from Ignis is going to come down. A follow-up from Vaney, getting juggled insanely well by Elikor there, and Nuthouse was able to take down Korback, and Elikor will die to his own Iron Bomber. Blood is setting up on last now, and that was a very clean distraction play, or at least disconnecting the medic there for everyone else to come into the choke for free.
Yeah, I don't know if exactly it was meant to be a distraction play, because I think it was Warher and Menti were sitting under that little catwalk above or under top, and they were like completely caught to get crits on, but Elikor kind of beefed it a little bit, but then yeah, his team just collapsed out of choke and caught out all those players, so that's a very solid crits, and now they even have the crits advantage going into last and moving into River right now, and I'm very excited for this. Crazy still on sniper, but here comes the crits. He goes and shoots off one sticky onto Vanny, goes onto the combo now, but that isn't really going to hit either, and this is a bit of a dud of a crits right now.
Yeah, mostly due to that sentry sitting right below the middle pillar. Very good job getting damage on Elikor. He almost got taken out even, but they were too afraid to overcommit to it, especially with crit stickies right at the floor of the river. So, nice little random Elikor trap. Managed to pick off Ignis there. That was a little well-timed. He was really far away, and he just dead, and all of a sudden, bam, Ignis is dead.
Now, obviously with that beefed crits, this is going to be a bit awkward for Ascent. But Weebtunnel Tactics is still on last. They're just going to stay on last, hope that Ascent will just make a play, and that play probably won't work out. Korvac is in water, so that's the play that Ascent's going to be looking for. Crit's actually coming up, but Umbrak goes down way too early to really get anything done with that crits. The sentry goes down in Nuthouse as well, but Uber being popped by Menti is that they're going to be staying on last, and players trying to sack in from Ascent, trying to get the frag onto Menti. They eventually get the frag. Now it's just Kradu on 2 HP. He has the sniper. He could go for the one and done through choke right now, but I don't really think he can get much impact. Actually, that's the wrong choke. Never mind. He's completely out of it.
Yeah, he was backing out, getting out of there. He's going to be playing defensively on mid, which will be a very big factor here. Oh no, he back spawned. Someone opened the door for him, and now he's back on his scout. No more sniping. We're just going to be playing things by the book. Players are now getting on top of battlements on the side of Weebtunnel Tactics. They are really poised for a defensive play here, for having a small 25 disad. Umbrak building it up with that very nicely done crossbow stuff, so he's going to be ready to go in any moment now. Almost a 40% ad all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're moving through choke right now with that Uber, Flu, and Elikor trying to make their way through. There's not really anyone from Weebtunnel Tactics that's hiding anywhere. They could sack somebody in to try and get that force, but Ignis going down early means that they can't really afford to send a second player in, so now Weebtunnel Tactics is just going to be making their way into last. Warher gets a little bit of a sticky trap frag onto Kradu, but he sticks around for too long in lobby, goes down himself, and now even Ubers, but the demo is down for Weebtunnel Tactics, so Ascent is going to just be trying to feel out this last one. Flu trying to make his way into last here, but gets taken out by those scouts, and that's all Ascent can really do right now.
Good initiation here from Ignis, taking most of river control. Now decides to back up. Korvac got an eye on it, but everyone else on the side of Ascent is just kind of poised and positioned in this lobby, right outside of it even. A little bit of initiation here from Elikor coming in. They do see Warher, yeah, was peeking forward a little bit. He's going to get right in the face of it and almost gets juggled there by Elikor's stickies, but thankfully backs after some time. So now, defensively speaking, it's been a wash. We're all back and squared away. Nothing else to do here but wait for someone to make some kind of play.
Well, now that the crits is out of play, this means it's going to be a bit of a more familiar territory for both of these teams. They don't really have to play in fear of that crits, and Ascent doesn't have to, well, play in mind of this crit. So they're going to do a little bit of a attempted sack play through water here, put some players on the point, but they can't really get onto the point, and Kradu actually also falls in water to Bloodus. So now Weebtunnel Tactics is going to go for the counter. Not counter response, just the response. And Ignis is in river trying to do that right now. He gets some good rockets onto Flu, but it's not really much to play off of. So the spawners are up, and we are back in this little even state.
Ooh, very big initiation from Elikor in the balcony. He almost got taken down there by Vanny, and he keeps taking more and more damage here. Very risky, very dangerous, but they're working off of Kradu, who gets killed in main by Ignis, who peeked forward, got 2 clean rockets there. So now, with, once again, another sack in favor of Weebtunnel Tactics, they got to try and see what they can do here. Flu almost getting taken down. Craters right before the health pack. Oh, that's hilarious, dude. So now with 2 picks, they definitely want to start working their way out, clearing traps and everything.
They're moving on through. Everybody just going straight into lobby, trying to force their way through, but Vanny going down, and Ignis as well is gonna stunt this little push that they have going on. They're gonna have to back off both of their soldiers down. Now Ascent moving back in, and they're once again just going to try and then make their way in through relatively traditional means. Just hope that your sniper can get a pick. It gets the first. It's not house. That is the NG down. But Korvac going down a little bit before that means that this isn't yet the time for them to push. And, well, I think that's now that they know that Sniper is still there, Kratos still on Sniper, that they have to watch out for it a little bit. But at least this is good warm-up for Kratos for product. So, you know, that's something, I guess.
Yeah, I really like what they did there with the Soldier Bomb play, with the demo peeking main. Elikor taking a lot of damage here in lobby. Might get taken out. No follow-up spam. No, he's good now. Korvac got taken down, though, by Warhurry in the river. And Kratos is going to get credit on Ignis dying. So now it's 2 players down on each side. 1 player down on each side. And a bit of a reset here. But I liked what Elikor did there by peeking in through Shutter while the rest of the soldier could jump in and the heavy was distracted. That was very well timed. Let's see if they can try something similar to that to get their soldier in, because Flu is in position in the river. He's ready to go for the bomb. He's just spamming a rocket, preempting a rocket there. But he's not going to be able to make anything happen here. Just Elikor throwing some spam pipes. Players just kind of spread all over the place. Korvac very close to going in, but no, they're going to just get a full reset now.
Well, Kratos has gone 2 full charge body shots onto the NG, so I wonder if he's going to get another one. But actually, soldiers will trade, and actually Uber has been forced by Korvac there, jumping into last. So that is the Uber advantage, or the Uber stalemate is finally gone. Vanny is actually popping the conch to try and salvage this a little bit. Now, their conch should be up soon whenever Ascent chooses to push, but they have a sniper, which is going to make it a little bit more tricky to push in here. But they do have all the time. They're just kind of feeling out where the little hole, or at least the weak point in this last hold is. And it seems like they're just going to instead just brute force it straight through into Shutter. They're going to focus Bloodless right now. The conch is now actually up. They get 1 frag. A lot of players from Weebtunnel Tactics on the point, on the ground rather, but the frags seem to be going the way of Weebtunnel Tactics right now. Kratos gets a little bit of a cleanup frag there. Vanny and Warher are both really weak, but same are for all the players from Ascent, and in the end, they will all get cleaned up on the point, and Weebtunnel Tactics will successfully hold on to their last point, and Vanny is already on to second here.
Yeah, Vanny taking the choke right now with that conjurer in play. He's actually sneaking up onto the medic. There's some sticky traps going on from Warher, yeah. But Vanny is in perfect position right now to catch out some players. And all these players in choke, just jumping forward. He can actually run forward right now and get 2 kills here, potentially. Nice little air shot onto Vanny, following up on Elikor. Elikor's so low, getting out through the drop down. And more Hurry, I got sniped though by Kratos playing in the elbow. Very good snipe there. That's going to be slowing down all of Weebtunnel Tactics' momentum here. But Vanny is still doing a lot of havoc down here, doing big damage. They're going to rush in through the choke now. Not afraid of that sniper anymore. And Kratos is still a factor here. He's trying to take some shots, but now they finally take him down. Nuthouse doing a very good job there. Flo with 20 HP. He is able to pick up on the Nuthouse here. And he's actually even potentially going to get out of here in time. He does.
Yeah, this Uber is going to allow, or at least they attempted to keep mid with that Uber, but that was a good distraction play from Vanny just under, and a lot of the Ascent players by Big Door kind of got distracted by it. And since they were so close by that Big Door, Weebtunnel Tactics just slightly moved in and got so much free damage, and well, they basically all went down. And now with the big ad that they have, they should be able to get second here, but there is a Solly in onto Menti. Menti will get forced by Flu. Great jump from him to get that force. Weebtunnel Tactics is still going to be able to get that second point, but now Ascent has about 55% Uber ad.
They're still running a heavy here, so I'm not sure what their plan of attack is before they get this Uber. They are at a current numbers disadvantage, and it looks like Weebtunnel Tactics want to kind of peek around it. Everyone is inside of River. Elicor's going to get a nice little sticky trap kill onto Vanny. I'm not sure where that trap was, but now we got 2 scouts underwater going straight for the point, and actually going to get a lot of time here. Fluo, though, going to get good damage onto the scouts and take them down, and now it is just War, Hurry, and Menti backing out. One last desperate attempt from Ignis, and that'll be the end of Weebtunnel Tactics. And they actually might even catch out Menti here. Good damage onto the medic. Oh, and a follow-up sticky's going to clean that up, and Elicor might even win this pipe advantage. There it is, taking down War Hurry, yeah, with a clean fadeaway on the right. Little flickeroony. And now Vanny at the choke point, just going to pick and choose his spam rockets before forfeiting to defensive position here. Going to get caught out immediately, but he still lives long enough to do some good damage onto Fluo.
Ooh, blood is in a forward spawn.
Ooh, look at that.
Sheesh. Alright, well, that is the force. That's what they definitely needed right now. Still not going to be very significant add for Weebtunnel Tactics. They only have about 15% over Ascent, so Ascent is still going to be pushing into second with this off of that scout pick that they have. And actually great jumps from Flu, and Korvac will get like 3-4 frags up top, and Neo getting a frag on the ground as well. And Ignis means that med is gone for Weebtunnel Tactics, and Ascent has the Uber advantage. They have the player advantage, but Vanny and Nuthouse are trying to contest this, and Vanny could space straight onto Umbrak, but he gets 2 rockets, but it won't be enough. Nuthouse is still alive. Umbrak is going to have to juke this very well. Neo has to win this fight right now, but the spawners are coming in, but Nuthouse gets the frag anyway. So even though all of that heroics from the soldiers from Ascent, they are in Uber disadvantage.
That was a fat meat shot there. Umbrak was at 75 or so HP before he got taken down with that last bullet. And so with him down, no heals means we're going to be seeing some initiation for more as he peeks through the shutter. A lot of spam coming in, but now there are just players backing up. It's just Elicor really in the scene getting spam shots while everyone else is at big door. Ready to take down Ignis here. Very good damage. Can clean it up, and now they could also fall up onto Vanny here. No soldiers would be a huge pick for them. So now Flu is getting into position now. The cap will finally go in their favor, so they're going to deny any more forward spawns, but they're losing all their players. War desperately walks in. It's a follow-up from the scout. He's getting onto the medic. Oh, he does. Nuthouse getting Umbrak's number once again, but it won't matter. There's only 2 spawns, meaning Ignis and Menti have to fend off 4 players here while finishing off this cap, and that's going to be it.
Menti walking out of spawn, hopes maybe someone is on the right side, but yeah, it goes down, and it's 1-0 for Ascent. That is a very long round, though. That went a lot more success. It took a lot longer, even though the crit start made it seem a bit more, like it was going to be a bit more like explosive, I guess. But into the next mid now, second mid, about 15 minutes left. So still half the match left for Weebtunnel Tactics to run this back. A little bit of aggressive bomb from Korvac. Ignis actually in the choke of Ascent. Going to be doing a little bit of distraction with Elicor going down very early. No demo for Ascent, and Weebtunnel Tactics has a lot of very good positioning right now with Flu from the back lines. Is trying to get rockets onto the combo, and Menti's very weak. Neo on the ground will get that cleanup frag, but I don't think it will be able to do much of anything else as he gets cleaned up, and Umbrak is the only one left alive from Ascent.
Yeah, staying alive is a huge deal here, because even though they're going to lose the mid, and we do see War Hurry putting up a couple traps all over the place, there is potential for them to hold on to their second here with their respawns, and then work their way into mid with Uber.
Yep, well, Weebtunnel Tactics didn't really elect to try and take the second point. They didn't really take the space that they could have. Warher is getting pressured very hard. He barely makes it out alive through choke, but now Ascent second. They're going to be making their way through choke, but Nuthouse in that elbow position might be ready to get the free fourth, because I don't think he gets an easy shot onto Umbrak, and he has to pop his Uber, or else he would definitely drop. So Ascent has to commit their Uber to capping this midpoint. But they did make it to mid, which is what's important, and now they need to make sure that they don't give this up for free. They need to try and force Menti's Uber. Flu is in a little bit of this around the same spot as Nuthouse was before, so let's see if Flu can get his own little hiding actions going on.
Nice charge shot from Ignis, trying to make a little bit of room here for them. He will take the first shot, and they do know there's a sniper in play, but Korvac in a phenomenally good position here. Jumps down at the wrong time. He was so close. The sniper backed out just in time for that, and Korvac will go down for it. Now they're rushing into the big door while they still have Fluo in the choke, causing a little bit of havoc here. He's a factor to be reckoned with, so they think he's going to be rotating in through choke, but actually he's going to be jumping down underneath and getting out in time. They do not want to do any more to it. They just want to get their Uber and hold for second with their Nemesis ad.
Yeah, unfortunately, Weebtunnel Tactics went to the big door side as Flu tried to make his little flank play work, but he got spotted, so it didn't really work out. But even Ubers, Ignis with the sniper gets the frag out to Elikor. This is the in that they need. They get a second frag. Ignis going off right now. The Uber now has been popped by Umbrak, but there's 2 players down. They just need to force this Uber from Menti and then get out. Soldier will be going in. Flu will dedicate his life to that force, but now Umbrak has to successfully get out. He's on 10 HP, makes it out. And the spawners are coming in right now. Flu will be the only one who is going to be gone on this last point, and they get the Vanny frag as well. So Ascent managed to not really lose everything. They just have lost the second point, but it could have been a lot worse. Credu actually on top is going to try to get onto Menti here. He gets some great shots, and Menti goes down. Just gets the space right there. Korvac getting Bloodus, and Neo winning a 1v1 on top of the point. Means that Ascent actually can just walk in with their player ad, but they need to deal with Ignis, who is actually on second there. Could get a little bit of an easy or a good flick and can just ruin Ascent's plans. It gets Flu, who is seemingly unaware that Ignis is there. Elikor now has spotted him, and he does a little bit of a creative surf here, but he gets cleaned up by Neo eventually.
That was a really good job by Flu to take down War. So with War down, they're going to be able to get through this choke point very easily. They might even be able to catch out the players that are backing out through the big door. Oh, this is good damage. This is a frag moment. Please get in there. Don't force off the Uber. Umbrak, you can hold on to it, buddy. Yeah, good jukes. All right, so now they're working their way into the choke here. They're going to be trying to get as much room as they can here. There's no sniper, so they can work their way forward. Not really worried about the traps there. An arrow flies by, but Umbrak is just got his dancing shoes on, and Korvac is going to steady off these people from initiating here. Ignis goes up, but Neo doesn't even have to juke to kill him. 2 shots will take him down very easily, but Korvac got taken down by the nice pipe from War. So now we do see they're finally rushing their way in. There's less than 3 seconds away from giving Menti the Uber, so they got to get in there quick. Elikor's jumping in on the bomb. He finally hits it with a nice little pipe, but gets cleaned up immediately by War. Hurry as Sticky's put at the feet, and now it's just going to be pretty much a 2v1 or 2v3, and Credu is going to be backing out through water while Umbrak makes his escape.
It's very unfortunate. Ooh. Oh, he doesn't win that second 1v1. That's unfortunate, but it's quite a shame that Elikor jumped in so aggressively and got that pipe on Menti like immediately. It was amazing, but unfortunately he just wasn't in range to get flashed right after that, so half of the playmakers in that Uber immediately went down. It was just Credu, and then the rest of the team didn't really do a great job of dealing with the flank, so it was very unfortunate how it all worked out, but it was a good start. Good start. They have a little bit of advantage, seeing as they Menti popped later, so they could again try to do a little bit of a more risky push and try to get onto Menti early, but we'll see.
Only a 28 to work with right now. Very, very small. You have to use the Uber right out the gate as soon as you get it, and you have to go straight for the medic before your Uber fades, or they're going to get it too. So I don't think they're going to be able to push on this, but they are getting in position now. Elikor just peeking the shutter a little bit. I don't think they're going to be officially pushing on it, just peeking their head in and deciding not to go with it because they just want to say, okay, we see a heavy, we see an NG. Let's just orchestrate a plan of attack here. Korvac is almost getting taken down. He does take the sentry down, but gets cleaned up by War as he shoots himself, and War is going to be able to sneak out of River and back into the blast.
That was quite funny. Korvac just jumps into River, and he doesn't actually know the Warher is there, so he just looks at his feet and sees 4 sticks and then goes down. It's very unfortunate, but they do get a little bit of a trade frag there, so Ascent can make their way back in, and Credu is going to be on Sniper again. Last time, I don't remember if he really opened the last point up. No, he didn't, but he did get some decent shots, and maybe this time he can get the big frags instead of, you know, body shots on NGs. Sees the heavy, misses it. Clearly has not played enough pubs to shoot heavies that are standing still, so.
Fully charged shot coming around the bend. War has to be very careful the next time he peeks because Credu's got it lined up, and Korvac is going to sit on top of a little shutter awning. Put out a little bit of damage here, and now he's coaxing players to peek because there is a fully charged Machina around the corner. Vanny's going to try and take some initiation here, build up that Conqueror with some splash damage from the balcony. He's very close, just waiting for an arrow before he can begin. And now a follow-up bomb from Ignis is just going to see a lot of players in River. He makes the call for his team, and now we're going to see what is going to be the initiation, the response, as Ignis jumps right into the face of Kratos, takes him down. Very nicely done, and actually a follow-up on Ombrak is going to be able to take him down. I'm not sure how much damage was on Ombrak for that to clean up, but maybe he took some splash, and then a direct rocket was all it could take to finish it off. So Ombrak is dead.
Yeah, Ombrak just took some really quick damage, got hit in the face, and then got cleaned up in like about half a second, so he just didn't have the reactions to pop the Uber on that, and now, yeah, Weebtunnel Tactics gets to easily push out. They even get Elocore and choke, so no demo. The conch does get popped by Vanny, a little bit interesting spot to pop in, but that's fine. They're going to be making their way into mid. They're getting spammed a lot, and Warher actually gets gets headshot. But don't really get a frag. Korvac actually cleans the frag up, but still, Weebtunnel Tactics made it through choke without popping. They are capping the point, which is what they need, and they should be able to make their way into second as well. They just need to watch out for the flu bomb that is probably coming anytime soon. And Kratos actually up top might cause some havoc as well. Everyone's kind of playing behind walls, but Ascent actually gets their Uber in time, and Ignis jumping in, forcing it, will go down, and Blood is getting headshot. It's going to mean that Weebtunnel's Tactics' superior pop won't really do much for them. They're going to have to back out into mid. And now with 2 players down, they're going to try to hold this, but they have nobody holding big door. Players are already in. Korvac launches Vanny into the air. Doesn't get the frag off of it, but Nuthouse gets the first and second. Demo Scout are down for Ascent. Weebtunnel Tactics stuck in his elbow position. They're in a really awkward spot. Menti is getting chased down by Neo. Ignis goes down to Neo as well, and well, there goes Menti. Korvac jumping in onto Vanny will go down, but they got the medic. That's what they were looking for, and now they're just going to cap up mid, get that Uber, and try to roll it to the last.
Yeah, players are really hurt on Weebtunnel Tactics. They're getting in position on the battlements. Some stickies around the corner. Very nicely laid out. Don't know how many people are going to get caught by that, but it is going to slow things down as War is playing very aggressive here. Keeping eyes on it. They are going to finally clear out the stickies. And now we're going to be seeing full Uber, like he said, coming in at any moment. But can War set up a nice sticky track? He's got some good display. Oh! Flu knocks the stickies into his face. War does not detonate, though. He was not quite ready to pop that. And now we're going to be seeing finally the Uber going in through the shutter. Straight for the demo, or the heavy is what's going to be happening. Blood is just stays alive thanks to that arrow. The sentry's taking so long to go down, and finally goes down. No players have died except for Vanny, and they've got all their players in position here. They're coming in for a second little bit of a refight here. Menti's only about 8 seconds away from getting his Uber, and he's staying alive. But Korvac is on the point. Dragon player's in. It's going to be enough to take it down, and that's going to be it.
Nice. A very solid last push from Ascent there. I very much liked how they didn't really get ahead of themselves. They didn't really get a lot of frags when they Ubered in initially. Weebtunnel Tactics just rotated to the left, and instead of just trying to force the cap when Warher was in water, they just waited. They waited for the players from Weebtunnel Tactics to rotate to the other side, and then just jumped them as they were there. They got those frags, and then they could just block the point. Korvac with the early frag onto Warher into this third mid. Gonna make this really awkward for Weebtunnel Tactics. Menti calling the point with Bloodus as well. Now they're all just going down. Nuthouse is in the face of Kradu. Gets taken out. Vanny cleaned up, and that's quite a decisive mid. I don't think that's quite what Weebtunnel Tactics was looking for.
Yeah, Ward getting down, gunned down immediately. That was a very good initiation from Korvac. It's going to be very tough to recover from this. There's only 5 minutes left. They certainly can run this back if they have a miracle last hold, and then you know, TCM their way back to the other last in about 1:30. But it's going to be looking really tough for them as Weebtunnel Tactics are very backed up. They have the Pyro in play though, so that's going to be a very good factor here. And second hasn't even been capped yet, so there's actually a very good delay here. There are also a ton of stickies above the shutter, so got to be very careful here. The force guns in from lower main. Kratos going to go straight for the point, and it's going to be stuck off. It's going to be very hard. Soldier jumping over the top. He gets immediately shot by Kratos, and the cap is so close he just walks back onto it. That's going to be it. 3-0. There's only 4 minutes and 20 seconds left.
I believe. I've seen about 2-3 days ago, I saw a TCM by Low Pander, and I think the TCM can happen again. That time it was 2 minutes, 2 rounds, but this time it has to be 4 minutes, 3 rounds. So that's doable. So, you know, Let's see what's happening on this next mid here.
Yeah, it looks like Ascent are not really sure what to do. They're playing really passive in their big door. No one's really deep or committed. That's because they're playing around their sniper, Kradu, who hasn't even gotten any shots off. So that's going to be pretty much a free mid for Weebtunnel Tactics. A very, very wholesome mid there. No frags. Just hello.
The last time I saw somebody not contest mid was that TCM time, or that TCM from low pen. So, I don't know. They get a first frag. They need to just make their way quickly through this choke point. They're just gonna pop in a little bit slow. They force Ascent Uber, and Vanny is completely caught in. And now they need to repush now that the Uber is faded, and they're coming through big door right now. And Korbeck is kind of caught in. He's very weak. He gets cleaned up. Vanny's still alive above that choke point. Now, Weebtunnel Tactics is trying to collapse onto the combo or by choke, but they're not really doing too good of a job of getting frags right now. Kradu going down, and Flu and Umbrecht are caught behind the point. Neo alone goes down. Flu is jumping in, trying to... But Elikor is in now as well, and the spawners from Ascent are just making this really difficult for them to push in. The meat from Elikor taking down Nuthouse, and it's Warher walking through choke that's going to go down, and Ignis actually jumping in as well. He's going to launch or Umbrecht, but isn't going to get the air shot. He also goes down to the melee from Elikor, and well, I think it now is pretty much curtains for Weebtunnel Tactics, so it seems like my faith was perhaps misplaced.
Yeah, it's looking really good here for Ascent to close this out. There's only 2 minutes left. It's officially impossible for them to get 3 rounds, let alone 2. So, with that said, Elikor does get taken down by a nice snipe from Ignis, and the rest of Ascent are all in their choke, but they do have the Uber ready to go, and they have full ad here. They're going to be popping it off right away and push these players off the point. Vanny gets taken down, and War is going to go down immediately after. They're rushing in through the choke, but they're not going to get any distance closed in unless everyone else from Big Door can keep up the pressure. And actually, they're going to cut off the escape route while the scouts are playing aggressively at choke here. There's still a sniper in play by Ignis, and he's finally going to get pressured by the soldier, but Neo and Fluoride go down, so now we're going to be seeing what they can do to at least secure themselves a mid victory.
Weebtunnel Tactics probably wants to try and maybe get a round win in case tiebreakers happen later on in the postseason. I see 2 snipers. Okay, I do not see 2 snipers. Neo has quickly switched back to scout to avoid getting a default loss in this match, so good going from him. But this Uber isn't too great. Their scouts are trying to... Actually, they did a double scout Uber into lobby, and he almost got the frag onto Elikor. Bloodless is actually going to just chase straight into last and get that frag. And while the Uber isn't up yet, they could definitely try to make their way into last, because it seems like Ascent is throwing a little bit with an Engie putting a sentry in top. But the Uber is up now for Umbrecht, and they need to somehow find a way to force it with about 40 seconds and then repush or do something. But Warher is just going to feed by Shutter, so he's dead. And well, you think that they can still do, maybe they can.
Now with a full Uber and a heavy in water, playing behind the point, that's going to be, in my opinion, the proverbial GG, as Nuthouse is going to potentially get taken down here. He's spamming around. Nuthouse is just going to pull a taunt out. And Kradu is just closing the gap. Oh! Okay, that's going to be the end of it. So there we go, 9 seconds left. Type in your GGs and let's get on our way to talking about stats and then maybe going into product talk.
Victory.
Alright. We have... Actually, let me just look at the logs myself. Let's see, where are they at? There they are. Let's look at some of these stats. And when I look at this log, the first thing that pops into my mind is, look at those Elikor stats. And look at those Neo stats, actually. Look at that. 31 and 12. Whew. That's pretty fat.
Yeah, when you look at the kill ratio, there's so many players from Ascent just carrying that that benchmark. And Korbeck with the bottom fragging for his team sets himself above 3 of the other players, the fraggers on the opposing team. And that's not a good thing to have, is you're just not putting out the frags you need. They were very close, you know, 15, 13, 13, but very much strong Ascent game here. Also
Yeah,
breaking that 10K mark from Elikor.
yeah, Elikor still showing that he can pound under the Ascent banner. He did very well when they represented Ascent at I-61, and of course still doing great. So, and I mean, this is definitely showing at least the fact that Ascent is stronger than Weebtunnel Tactics when it comes to DM, at least like raw like star player DM style, because like the players that you kind of see as like the star players, Elikor and Kredu and I guess and Neo. Korvac didn't show up as much, but I mean he doesn't really have to when your scouts going 31 and 12, so it's not a big issue. But we're going to product now, and well, outside of the fact that Ignis had some really good sniping on Gully, I think this map isn't really, or at least these logs are not really painting a good picture for a potential Weebtunnel Tactics win on this map. Don't you? Wouldn't you agree?
Well, it's kind of a different story here. We're also talking about a shift in play style. This map caters to the DM heavy stuff and all that jazz. And I mean, when you look at the damage wasn't that big of a gap. I mean, they were almost alternating as far as damage goes, but overall about 5,000 more damage total from Ascent over Weebtunnel Tactics in the last match. It really comes down to, I think, War creating that initiation, and then the soldiers, Ignis, and what's the other one? Vanny. Sorry, well
No
that also
problem.
says
It's
something
fine. It's fine.
when his name doesn't immediately jump to mind as a fragger, as a soldier. But no, Vanny and
Aww.
Ignis, they need to initiate here. They also need to be the ones that can put out that damage, jump in, and then the scouts take advantage of that distraction, because they actually did a really good job. I mean, Vanny, or it might have been Ignis, one of the soldiers had that very ridiculous little charade of wall jumping on the second point to distract for his team. But in the end, Ascent just picked their targets carefully and won that fight. So I think that little garbage time we saw just before, that's very indicative of what we can expect in a map like this. I think Ascent has the better focus fire and attention to targets.
Yeah.
Despite whatever Weebtunnel Tactics can do to distract and create room for their team.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see exactly how it works out. I mean, definitely, yeah. Like Ascent seems to be the stronger team when it comes to that, but I mean, product maps can get quite chaotic, and I mean, people know that EU teams sometimes are a bit shaky when it comes to just playing product in general, and it can get kind of really DM centric and can get just if Weebtunnel Tactics can manage to thrive in the chaos, they could do quite well. And I mean, they definitely have the players to potentially pull out a win. They just need to they just need to do it. But I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll see some of the pug legend Nuthouse maybe pulling out some nutty DM on this map. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah.
So what else is there really to talk about? What do we need to preface this match for? What do we need to know?
I think there's not really much you can say. Just like I guess something to look at is like when you play product, like EU teams, at least I feel like people like to play the perma sniper play style, because it seems sometimes have a little bit of a struggle against actually properly playing around or against snipers. So you can look a little bit against like who the snipers are going to be for this match. But for Weebtunnel Tactics, as I mentioned before, it's a bit iffy since Gink was basically like their sniper. He basically always pounded on product, and now he's not on the team. So at this point, it would probably be something along the lines of either Ignis sniping, which works out pretty nice, because then you could still have the double scout, and you don't have to do the thing that Low Pender does where you put your pocket on the scout. Um, I haven't really seen Nuthouse snipe. At least I don't know how good he is. So I don't know. It would be. I think that from what we've seen Ignis do on the last map, he does have a solid sniper. So we could see that pulled out. I guess I can go over the other side as well, because maybe my other caster isn't as knowledgeable. The NA caster, so
I'm so sorry. I was very
oh,
distracted during your breakdown right there.
Yeah, it's fine.
But one thing we can talk about, you might have already mentioned it, is the Kratos sniper. You mentioned it right before when it was like, okay, Kratos getting his sniper warm up. We'll be seeing it in play here. Do you think Kratos should be running sniper to the mids? I fully support, playing sniper for the defensive, maybe even on the offensive for some situations. But do you think he should be at the mid fight in particular?
I'm definitely a fan of the way Lopander has approached the scout, like this, putting a scout on sniper and then just putting your pocket on scout. But I don't really know how good Flu or Korvac scout is, so I'd probably support Kradu going scout on mids and then switching to sniper at a specific point in the middle of the match, like just to pull it out as a strat. But yeah, I think I would prefer to see Kradu on scout at the start.
So here we go. We do see Kradu on that scout. I agree with that fully. Don't want to lose your sniper and have them be the brunt of focus for one of the soldiers getting behind right at the start. So we're going to be seeing Elikor peeking the right side with a couple stickies here, throwing him over the rock blindly. Big follow-up bomb from Korvac, and Fluoride is going to juggle a lot of players. A nice pipe is going to clean up on Dementi, but War also has Ombrak's number, and that's going to be able to take him down. No medics in this fight. A lot of numbers in favor of Weebtunnel tactics, but Korvac is still alive and doing good damage. He needs one more rocket, 2 shots. Oh, he gets snuggled up. It's over, dude. Yeah, it's going to be a crater. So Ignis, the last man standing, and with all these respawns taking a while, there is a potential here for a refight.
I support that taunt on point. Makes me proud of the soldier there. But yeah, the spawners are going to be a little bit faster for Ascent, so they're going to be able to get onto the point and force Vanny off of the point. But now it's going to be quite a chaotic fight. But Ignis actually switching out to that sniper is going to try to do something. But Elikor is going to be the one to get the frags first. But Weebtunnel Tactics is going to give up the point a little bit. Just that one player down is going to cause him to go back. But Ignis will be the first sniper to get a frag in this match. Talking about that Kradu sniper, but Ignis gets the headshot onto Neo. And now with Kradu on 1 HP, this is going to allow Weebtunnel Tactics to get some space. And Korvac is hiding on that hut on the content side of this map. And there's a lot of time on the point. Flu is going to be jumping in onto the medic there. Menti not really taking anything. Korvac jumping in with as well. Won't really do too much. He will get Nuthouse, but that's not really that much. Ignis getting Elikor. There's a sense that their 3 players are going to just have to get out. There's not much they can really do. And committing to Uber would probably be the worst way to go out. So, Tactics showing up right now.
Very good job retaking this point here. It's going back and forth very evenly. Time is just about down the line for each side. So we're going to be seeing some initiation for Kradu getting through the connector, almost uncontested here. He does actually win a nice little 1v1 against Nuthouse and pulls Vanny back. There's so many players backed up for it as a result. Now that we're going to be seeing a force on the point, chasing down Ombrak, but he's going to pop his Uber off, and now we're going to be seeing a follow from Neo, who's rushing forward. Fluo might get a flash of this, but he can't jump in. He used all of his rockets just now, but they're still taking control of the point. Korvac actually gets sniped and lands with a little bit less than 20 HP, so he's going to crater there. And a follow-up bomb for Vanny is getting out to the point. A nice snipe on Ombrak is going to take him down. War also runs forward with his pipe, and it's going to be a complete retake with so many players down on the side of Ascent. They're going to be respawning just now. Kradu might even get caught out here.
Yeah, well, he makes it out, but Weebtunnel Tactics is going to try and pull off a little bit of a forward hold here. A bit awkward to do a forward hold with a sniper, but he seems to be confident pulling this off. Scout demo on Cliff, and then just 4 people on the right, and Ascent's going to go for the pyro way of breaking this, and Menti drops on the right side, just gets destroyed by Flu, getting Vanny as well. Ignis gets a good response, getting that headshot onto Elikor, which might allow for Weebtunnel Tactics to keep some more time onto this point, but they're coming in anyway on this right side.
Nuthouse picked his time perfectly to get onto Ombrak, but couldn't seal the deal. But there is a little bit of a sniper dot I'm seeing. Yeah, Ignis is getting eyes onto the staircase and is going to get a shot onto Neo after falling up onto a body shot from Fluo. It's going to be a nice little air shot, maybe. Come on, no. No, it's just going to be, oh, Kratos getting that kill. Korvac goes down. He was in the fray really deep in, and Kratos is now also going to be meeting up behind the lines. He's getting up to the Bloodus and he's going to get cleaned up here very nicely by the scouts of Weebtunnel Tactics, and they're holding on to this point very convincingly. But Uber is ready for Ombrak.
All right. Yeah, Uber advantage coming in slowly but surely. Flu is on the point and he is completely dead. He gets focused by both of those scouts and is out. Nuthouse going out as well is dead, but Uber isn't really too successful for Ascent. Korvac is behind lines trying to maybe get some rock momentum, but he's forced to get out as well. Now Weebtunnel Tactics will just be walking onto the point. Ascent is on the left side by Cliff, trying to kind of have some kind of presence, but the Uber is going to force them out for Menti. But they don't really drop that many players. They just, actually don't really get any frags with this right now. And Vanny's going to get caught on Cliff. So this Uber definitely did not work out the way they wanted it to. And there's a big bomb from Korvac. Gets Ignis. He gets cleaned up afterwards. Menti going down to Neo, though, is going to be catastrophic for Weebtunnel Tactics. They have a lot of time on the point. They're just going to have to slow this down for a little bit.
That was really hopeful of Menti and I believe it was Vanny to rush forward and try and take down that medic. But Ombrak is still alive. He's getting into position. Very familiar with this, having a soldier up top and hiding around the corner. It's very hard for any soldiers to get behind with this setup, but one of the downsides to it right now is currently Korvac is very disconnected. He's going to get very low on health. Elikor jumping through, getting flashed by the Uber, going to be staying alive for just a little longer. Taking down War is a big factor here. Ignis so low on health, finally gets taken down, but Bloodus and his scout partner are going to be doing a lot of work here. Nuthouse getting onto Fluo here, does pick him off, but gets not before Flu can take down Vanny. Ascent will be holding onto the point again, but they've only been holding onto it for about another minute longer. And there's only 15 seconds left before we see Weebtunnel Tactics close out this first round.
Yep, well, Weebtunnel Tactics is going to try to make their way back in. War is going to be leading the fight, but Korvac jumping straight in onto Menti, gets only one rocket until afterwards will be taken out. Menti gets hit by a little sticky there. It's going to have to back off. War on the point, a little bit far in, but Ascent doesn't really seem to be too iffy on trying to get in, except Flu gets those rockets onto War. He will go down now. Scouts on the point. Everybody jumping in. Flu gets another frag onto Bloodus. And Ignis is sitting on this China area trying to get fragged. Nuthouse behind gets 2 frags onto Ascent players. Ignis getting jumped is going to be kind of slightly neutralized, but he comes back in, gets a no-scope onto Neo, gets a frag onto Korvac. Actually, that will not be his frag, and Ombrak has to pop his Uber to escape out of this point. Vanny is in main, but Ombrak will be able to... No, he might actually not get... might get taken out by Warher here. He's going to go for that frag. He's trying to hit the pipe. He gets the pipe eventually. Flu's trying to get onto the point to get this cap going, but Menti trying to go for the assault, won't get that frag, but his team will do it for him. Players getting cleaned up. Kratos gets cleaned up. Now it's just Elikor with 100 HP. Goes down. Now the cap time from Ascent will slowly be disintegrating, and Weebtunnel Tactics will win the first round.
Ombrak was trying so hard to use his Uber to stop the cap just before it got there. But unfortunately, he got just the tiniest little bit body blocked before he could reach it. He was caught between a rock and a hard place. He couldn't escape, so he decided to use that Uber tactically to give themselves a little bit more time on the clock. But in the end, it's not going to work out for them. And now we're going to be seeing on this mid how Ascent can respond. Did you see Elikor getting good damage onto War right off the bat here? Korvac can be following up with a big bomb onto China, and a fast bomb right in the face of the medic is Flu. They're both going to go down here thanks to Nuthouse playing behind. Vanny also going to go down trying to go in there. But the numbers advantage is certainly in favor of Weebtunnel Tactics until it gets equalized here. Very nicely done by Neo. The only scout on the point now. They might even get the cap here. Oh, a pipe hits onto Ombrak. Neo's rushing into the face of War. And there it is. A follow-up pipe's going to be able to take down 2 for 1. Very nicely done by War. Don't know how well this is going to be looking for Ascent, but they're still committed to this. They don't want to give up this cap. They're pushing forward, getting good damage onto Menti. Can they follow up? Nice direct rocket, able to take him down next to Fluo. And Korvac also following up. So much damage. Kratos is going to be able to clean up there. And that was a very great play by the soldiers from France. Except for Flu, who's Italian.
And Kratos finish, but close enough.
No, the soldiers were French, except for Flu.
Oh, yeah, that's true. This is true. This is, in fact, accurate. Weebtunnel's gonna come back in. It's not really a lot of Uber for Umbrak, so Weebtunnel Tactics can just come in and have to fear that Uber, but the soldiers trying to aggress once again from Ascent, but this time it won't really work out, and Ignis getting the headshot onto Neo. He seems to be picking up a little bit, gets a headshot onto Elikor as well. Elikor has to completely back off, and now the positioning for Ascent is all kinds of whacked. They're going to have to get out on the left side. They're going to be re-pushing soon, but now the cap is for Weebtunnel Tactics, and Ignis with his sniper rifle going to get that body shot in mid-air onto Flu. The Uber now has been committed by Umbrak, and they're going to try to get the quick frag onto Menti, but Menti keeps his Uber alive. Korvac goes down. The cap is going to be completed for Ascent. Elikor completely launched. Ooh, lands onto the pack, will stay alive, but the combo on the right side, Weebtunnel Tactics trying to get the frags there, but they actually all die there. So they won't get that frag out to Umbrak, but now Vanny, jumping in way later, is going to get that frag. Medic is down. Weebtunnel Tactics doesn't have a lot of players, but Elikor and Korvac now sacking for that med. Elikor won't get anything, but Korvac will get the 2 rockets onto Menti. They get that frag, but Weebtunnel Tactics still has the point.
Dive bomb play was able to work out for them. Menti so far behind on that respawn. We're going to be seeing some initiation here from Neo getting into the face of War. Takes a pipe, going to have to back off for just a moment. Elikor now trying to get in position there. They want to slow down Ignis. He actually, very nice little play by Flua there to juggle War, and he actually bounced off it as a result. Very entertaining to watch in third person. But unfortunately, they weren't able to pressure Ignis, and he's still going to be alive and pressuring Ascent, and they're going to be backing up. But they still have that Uber advantage, so we're going to be seeing them push in here any moment.
Yep, 30% advantage. They have some players forward. Vanny is very far in, and Kredu, or Nuthouse, I think, was spotting a little bit. But now as Vanny's behind, he's jumping in onto Umbrak, and he gets the 2 rockets. He will drop that Uber and gets Elikor to boot. So 2 frags for Vanny there, completely stopping this push from Ascent. They're going to try to get the sack in. Kredu actually goes down as well. Now everyone else trying to come in. Korvac's actually the one on scout, making way for Kredu to go on sniper, but Menti will stay alive, and well, Ascent is going to have to try to do something with this Kredu sniper. I haven't seen it yet on this map, so I hope to see some big snipes from him too, because he's going to have to outdo Ignis somehow. And well, gets the first frag on the scout that's standing still, so that's a good start. Players coming in.
Flu got into the face of the entire enemy team behind the rock, decided to back out, and now this is actually going to be a really good position there as Flu jumps right back in, gets the force onto Menti. They also got a little bit of cap time there, but they're going to have to back up here for just a moment. Find their time, their stride to get back in. Menti just runs forward, throws an arrow, and War's going to get taken down as a result there. Flu is still also behind, pressuring Nuthouse, but finally Nuthouse is going to be able to take him down here. Menti getting chased down by Neo. It's so close. A little saw goes off. I think Menti grabbed that. No, he didn't hit the saw. He hit his teammate. But they're walking in through the connector, throwing some spam pipes, and Ignis connects onto Kredu. No sniper on the side of Ascent. And he's still going to be pressuring the point here. He's trying to take one more shot here. A follow-up bomb from Elikor is going to force the Uber off. They're getting into the face of the sniper. They don't want him to stay alive. Korvac going to get flash here, taking him down. He's rotating all over the top of Nuthouse, and Flu jumps in. Not able to get onto it, and War is actually getting taken out by Korvac here. And Elikor exchanged 1-for-1 with Nuthouse backing up now in the house, trying to win this 1v1 against Neo, who's got a little bit of a buff here. Finally gets that frag. And now Neo's rotating to the point for some heals. Really, really scrappy fights going on here behind the house.
Yep, Weebtunnel Tactics still has that Uber advantage, and it pretty much should be able to just walk in and just impose their will onto the Ascent players and force them to back off. Ascent players are not really too phased though. They want to get that force at least. They get blood as Menti pops his Uber to save Warher. And now everyone from Ascent is going to be backing out, try to save their medic. And they're going to be re-pushing soon. They basically got no real deaths there. Lost one, and they get the frag onto Warher and onto Vanny. This gives them a big opening in this, and Umbrak has not committed his Uber just yet. Korvac goes down. He actually gets dropped by Umbrak, not able to get his Uber in time. They do get the frag onto Menti. That's important. No medic for Weebtunnel Tactics. No other frags for them, though. So now they are in control of the point, and Weebtunnel Tactics is going to be needing to find a response to this.
Players are rotating over to the choke, or sorry, excuse me, the cliff. Weebtunnel Tactics working their way in very methodically here. They know they popped off the Uber, forced that Uber off. So now we're going to be seeing a rotation from Ascent, trying to wrap around the left side while Flu gets on top of the China. Good damage onto Vanny. He is able to get that frag. He's going to be walking forward. He does spot out the medic, but he gets taken down immediately by Bloodus, so there's not going to be any initiation from that point. Neo walking forward, doing some good damage there. Menti got taken out by Crady from behind. Ignis is going to be on the Natasha Heavy. Only at 100 health, though. One pipe assault's going to take, but no, that's a full wipe. They're going to get the cap, and that's going to be a 2-0. Unfortunately, Ascent was moments away from holding on to this. If they won that push, they just needed to wait for a quick sack wave, and they could have had this round. But now we're seeing a big lead on the side of Weebtunnel Tactics.
Yeah, this is quite the match. I wasn't really expecting this to get to start with a 2-0 for Weebtunnel Tactics, but we're going into the third mid here, and Ignis going down very early, and Menti going down also to a soldier is going to completely shut this down for Weebtunnel Tactics. And well, Ascent seem to have woken up. The only people that are still alive for Weebtunnel Tactics are the scouts, and they can't really sack in. So first good mid win for Ascent.
Ascent taking control at that point very early on. Big Uber advantage as well with Menti going down early. And we're seeing what they can do here. They have Ignis on the sniper. He's lining himself up behind the house. This is a very sneaky angle to work with too, because most players are looking for the cliff or below. He's actually going to be rotating up to the China, taking a quick pot shot onto the soldier, and now it's going to be the initiation from War and everyone else. They're actually going to get a nice snipe onto Flu, as well as getting that forced to Uber. Menti now at 85%. They're going to be having it ready to go as soon as the players respawn. We're going to be seeing this defensive position. Nuthouse getting very deep in there. Couldn't follow up though. Very late push there. He almost got an opportunity there, but couldn't seal the deal. So now we're seeing a very aggressive forward hold, and how they're going to be holding onto it as Elicor's getting good damage in the cliffside, slowing these players down. They want to clear out the traps, but they can't quite get through. They picked the wrong location, and that's going to actually slow things down as they decide to rotate through main, where both soldiers and scouts are going to be watching.
Yeah, this is going to be quite difficult, because I don't think Weebtunnel Tactics has really been in this position yet, but Menti is dead. War and Bloodus are dead too, and this is going to be quite awkward. They have Nuthouse behind onto Umbrak, but he doesn't really hit any of his shots, and Vanny too low HP to really sack in. They did at least break the forward hold from Ascent, but now Ascent's going to have their Uber up soon, and this is a completely different awkward situation. Vanny jumping in very aggressive onto Umbrak, and Umbrak will drop! Once again, Vanny getting the rockets and getting the opening for his team. They do respond by losing 2 other players, 3 other players, 4 other players.
It's a 5!
And their medic. Alright, well, I guess this is, this didn't really work out, but good attempt from Vanny, I guess.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
That was a very good wave of sacks, or not necessarily sacks, but just rushing forward one after another, finally able to get that frag onto the medic at the very last moment. That was so huge for them.
Yep, well, Weebtunnel Tactics trying to make their way in again, and this time they get the first frag again. Hopefully this time they won't lose all their players straight after. It doesn't look like it right now. They have a scout on the point. They have Ignis jumping in very aggressively, finally off the sniper again. And goes down. Warher is dead as well. Player numbers are not in the favor of Weebtunnel Tactics right now. Their crits isn't up either, so there's really not much they can do, but it's 20 seconds for Ascent, so they need to find something to do. The crits is up. They have the players. They're going to put all their chips onto this crits for Warher. He forces the Uber, gets a frag onto Neo, which is a decent start. Is Christiggy's try to get Elicor as well, but didn't get that frag with Blood. Is finding Kradu, and this is actually quite doable. It is Warher against a soldier and a demo, and if he just gets his pipes right now, this could work out. He gets one on the Flu, but unfortunately, he's not on the point, which is very important. And he goes down, and this is going to be the first round for Ascent, trying to mount this comeback.
And actually, that was an entire round where they didn't get a single cap. Weebtunnel Tactics had no time elapsed for them, and that's going to be a big shift in momentum for Ascent as they're like, we got this, let's win the mid, let's win the match. So going into this mid fight, we do see Credo rushing forward onto Ignis with a follow-up from Korvac, but they're going to immediately get countered by Vanny as well as Nuthouse, who just walked around the corner while they push forward. So these two frags are going to open the door as they get onto Elikor. Good juggle, and a follow from Nuthouse, who just jumps across the fence. He's getting on top of Ombrak, who's trying to juke as much as he can, but he's not going to let him get any saws off. He goes for the side, gets it, almost follows it up with an arrow. Can't quite get it though, finally cleaned up by Credo there, and that was so close. If Ombrak could get that saw and get out, that could have been huge for them.
Yep. This is the mid win for Weebtunnel Tactics. Korvac jumping in, almost gets the frag onto Menti. Elikor jumping in again, catches Menti, and Connector goes down. So even though the mid went to Weebtunnel Tactics, they now don't have a medic. Ombrak still has about 5 seconds of extra ad, so this will be big Uber ad for Ascent. They should be able to just take this point. Weebtunnel Tactics is going to try to sack in, and they're going to have to be wary of that. Except, well, it doesn't actually really seem that they're going for a big sack wave right now. Actually, they're going to be making their way in now. I guess they don't really want to go for it since it's not that big of ad, but it's going to be quite iffy to just waltz your way in. But that's exactly what they're doing, and those rockets are massive from Vanny. And Warrior, yeah, with his pipes also just completely destroying everyone behind that rock from Ascent. Just everyone's bunched up, took the same damage, and that is a big wipe for Ascent.
They tried to do a nice little coordinated bomb there. Flew and Korvac almost got in there, but the last rocket just couldn't connect, and so Korvac goes down. If they got that pick, that would have been huge for them, but now we do see Ignis once again on that sniper. Can be causing a lot of trouble for this aggression from them as they rotate to the staircase. This is a perfect sniping angle for Ignis we saw earlier. He's watching main though, and here comes the fast bomb from Elikor. He's going to get taken out immediately though, taking that double sticky launcher. They will be able to take it on the sniper though, so that's actually a very good pick from them. And they get the force off thanks to Credo, who walked in over the top while the rest of the soldiers were pulling players behind. And now we're going to be seeing a full ad and no sniper to worry about, at least if he may or may not respawn as it.
This is a really aggressive hold from Weebtunnel Tactics though. They're going to try to do a bit of a hybrid forward hold, but it kind of crumbles very quickly as they lose both Vanny and Nuthouse trying to go forward into the entrances themselves. And now Ascent is going to be able to just walk straight in. You're going to have to watch out for sacking players. Demo jumping straight in, or her, yeah, gets at least 90 damage onto Umbrak, but that's all he's going to get. Bloodus goes down to Credo as well by Cliff. So now they're going to give up the point, but Weebtunnel Tactics has about 50 seconds left on the point, so they can't really lose a fight here, Ascent.
We're going to be seeing aggression here through main. The spam is coordinated though, and War is going to jump around the corner, get on top of the medic. Ombrak forces the Uber off there. Very nicely done with that jump. Not enough pressure. And then bad hit. Oh, he might even get it. Oh, thank goodness they turned around in time. If he didn't swing so much, he could have timed it just a little bit better. Maybe distracted. If Ombrak didn't know he was behind him, he could have stayed alive for a little bit longer there and got the melee as soon as the Uber flashed off. But instead, we're going to be seeing him go down. Not able to follow up on that 28 health Ombrak. And now they're getting defensive position here. Ascent sends Flew in. He's on top of China, sitting in house here, pulling some players in. Can't quite get the shot in the nut house, but oh no, not a fadeaway rocket through the house. He's going to get cleaned up here finally by Bloodus, and now they're going to rush the race through the point. They have the Uber. They don't want to use it though. But Menti takes so much damage here. Still doesn't get forced off there. Korvac doing a very good job there, but his players are also very weak, waiting for the heals. That stray sticky could have taken down War, but instead he will be able to take the air and stay alive, and they're going to get the cap back.
We have lost control point.
Right now, it's about 50 seconds for Weebtunnel Tactics to hold this, and it's even Uber, so Ascent is going to have to force this Uber or trade the Ubers and then just get that perfect push in. This is do or die right now. They pop early onto the point. They get the force onto Menti. Warrior is kind of caught on the point. He's not getting flash right now. He doesn't have the health, and Ignis and Vanny on the other side of the mid are going to go down. Bloodus does get a response frag, and Nuthouse gets the soldier behind as well. Now a lot of weak Ascent players are going to have to somehow scramble to get a push in. 15 seconds left. They're going to be coming in right now. Neo's going to be leading in, get some great shots onto War there. But no frag just yet. Korvac getting a rocket onto Bloodus. That will be the first frag. Elikor actually with pipes gets 2-3 frags. The soldier now jumped onto Umbrak. That's a great little 2K for Vanny there. Actually, Nuthouse getting one of those frags. Credit for that. So Ascent, all things considered, just barely managed to pull that out. They did lose their medic though. Menti is still alive with that Uber, so now they at least get the first part. They cap the point, but now they have to defend against full Uber ad.
Alert. The control point has been contested.
Take back the point now, and if they can't stop it, it's going to be over. They do force the Uber off. Weebtunnel Tactics has the potential to hold on to this. They're still finishing up the cap. It's so close, they just needed to focus the cap. There it is. Now the flash is off. No players left alive to defend about it, and that's going to be the third round. And this is Euro style, so it's 3 rounds only, right?
Yes, yes.
Gotcha.
That's
so
it.
That'll be the end of it. No 3 rounds and then a 4th, like in America. This is ETF2L.
I think that's I didn't consider this, but this is something that popped up into my head before, like in the middle of the game, is that last time we saw Elacor and Credu play under the Ascent banner, they played at I-61, and I remember at I-61 they weren't really that great of a product team because they ended up playing like 3-2 against no input in that series that they got eliminated in lower bracket, blah blah blah. So I feel like I maybe gave a little bit too much credit to the DM of Ascent and maybe forgot that they might have like a hole when it comes to maybe calling or just like some players' general playstyle in products games. So but yeah, congratulations to Weebtunnel Tactics. That was quite a turnaround from the Gully map that seemed quite like, oh well, you know, this is just an easy 6 points for Ascent. This is ended up becoming a 3-3 trade of maps. So yeah, great job from Weebtunnel Tactics right now.
Yeah, and I don't really think there was any particular one thing that we could like say, oh, this was the reason they had it. It was very even down the line. According to the stats, you know, there was a 13 frag difference overall, 1,000 damage. In fact, they didn't even top damage. Weebtunnel Tactics just fell about 1,000 damage short of the overall damage. Medics died the same number of times. I mean, Ombrak did drop twice in different areas. That could also be affixed to potentially what could have been a different round. A different show up, but like we saw in that one round, they won an entire round without letting them cap. So they certainly had the potential. It's just if they didn't win the mid, they didn't win the round.
Yeah, I mean Vanny did really well when it came to getting the drops onto Umbrak. I think that the soldiers from both teams did a really good job of forcing Ubers, but just unfortunately Menti got forced and Umbrak unfortunately dropped those 2 times. So yeah, that definitely did not quite help out when it comes to that sense. But yeah, I'm just gonna look at some other stats. It seems like the scouts, at least on paper, like stats wise, it seems like Nuthouse definitely nutted all over Ascent on that map. 32-19, 8.5k. Definitely outplaying, or at least outstatting, I guess, Credu and Neo there in those logs. But Elacor with the 10k though, that is very good stats for a demo on product. A map that is known to not be too friendly to demos at times.
Well, I remember a time when it was Demo's playground, and then Scouts just got so much better, and after the Demo nerf, it was just so hard to even break that 350 mark for Demos. But I'm glad to see Elacor is not afraid of the what is it, like 3 years now, 4 years now since that nerf. Glad to see it's not affecting him, and he's dishing out that 440 damage. I think, though, really important, though, the most important stat, I think, Ignis, he was actually sniper more than soldier. But it was to his advantage because he had 11 headshots, and overall he had about 14 kills from sniper alone. Maybe 15 or 16, I can't.
15, yes.
15 total from sniper to his 5 or 6 from soldier and heavy. Like, his sniping was so strong for them, especially when they took control of the point. Ignis stepped up to the plate, and he really delivered. So, with that, I think we can bring Menti and Ombrak here for an interview. The dual medics, and we can talk about stuff.
Let's do it. Hello. We got the double medic interview here. How are you guys doing?
I'm all good, I guess.
All good. No No adrenaline after that map?
Yeah, definitely increased heartbeat, but like we weren't like a bit, a bit more pumped, I guess, towards the end, but like we sort of kept it calm and it worked out.
Alright. And Umrak, how are you doing?
Bad.
Aww.
I don't know. Like on a personal level, I felt like I played really, really badly on both maps. On Gullywash, we pushed with 100% ad, and I beefed so hard. I don't know what happened to me. And on product, I was like, I don't know. Dropped twice, and I felt like my calls weren't really on point. So yeah, a pretty rough evening. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I disagree. There was one spot on Gullywash where I think it was during the garbage time or just approaching like the last 4 minutes. You did such a good job of surviving in that scrappy fight right next to the second point while a lot of players were pushing you through choke and distracting. And
Yeah, but I feel
Fanny
like
did that really weird bomb on the wall. You did a really good job surviving there.
I feel like it's more about the Vanny and his teammates not hitting me, not like being on point team wise, and me juking. I don't know. Like when you send 4 bodies to kill 1 medic, usually you should have him. It's not about him juking, especially because I was in a really open position. So no, like I really don't have much to say for my game tonight, and it shows because I think we like, no disrespect to Menti and his team, but we should have gotten 6 points out of this if we want to live up to our ambitions, and we didn't, obviously. And I think on product we choked really, really hard for some reasons, and we, like, if we played correctly, we could have easily win product. I mean, the round we won, I think they didn't even add a second on points. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Well, I have my ideas, but I don't know. Games, I'm usually not down after games, but this one, when you lose a game you feel like you should really have taken, yeah, it's not really nice.
Oh well, it's fine. You're gonna have an official against Fifth next week, and you're just gonna pound during that one. It's gonna be fine. Just gotta, take your losses where you get them. Just gotta keep your head up, and then make the Ascent brand proud, or the
Yeah.
top 5 Rocket brand. Either way,
it's not top 5 Rocket anymore. Yeah, that's
I
the only
guess.
highlight of the day that we got picked up. I don't know. I feel like if we want to be a decent team, we have to be more consistent. I mean, we've managed to beat Lego, and there we can't even take 2 maps. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking ourselves better than we are, and we're not like good enough yet to compete with the really top of the league. But there's work to do. There is work to do.
It might just be the old product factor. You're just some teams just don't really get product yet, and you just doesn't really work out. But you just play really solid on the 5 CP maps. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine. But I have to think here, right? So how did the Flu and Cradu feel that they got to play against the Weebs again? Because I know they were the Weeb Slayer when they played for Newt Clan. Were they pumped?
I don't know.
Do you think Flu played a good game, or do you think he said he played like crap?
I think no one in our team played well. No, I mean we struggled so hard. I don't know what Minty think about how the game went, but even on Gully, I think like it's 3-0, but we struggled on a lot of cases, and I think Weebtunnel Tactics could have get the better end at some points. And so yeah, I think me especially had a really bad game, but I don't know. I felt like I wasn't really protected by my scouts and product, and yeah, I don't know. Like maybe I don't know what Menti think about the game though. Ask this guy some questions.
All right, Menti. How does it feel to have won a map and have already done better than Nunya did last season?
Feels good, man.
It's a good start,
Kinda
right?
easy.
Think
No, I'm just joking.
were you expecting to take a map, or were you maybe more confident or less confident in this match?
I mean, personally, I guess, hoping for at least a few points. I wasn't actually expecting to win. Like, I was actually expecting us to win Gullywash and not Product if we were to get points. So I'm quite surprised myself that we won 3-1 on Product. But like, cause in the scrim we played better on Gullywash as well than on Product, but this time we really showed up on Product. Like, we played at least 3 times better than we played in the scrim.
Nice. That's very good. So next week, let me see against both you guys as official. So next week, yeah, I already mentioned Swift. I think that's gonna be quite a. Is that you guys a little bit intimidated with the Swift official, or do you think you guys are gonna do okay?
Why would we be intimidated?
Well, I guess from my conversations I've had with people, there's the Ascent does not seem to be the team that is most highly regarded. Not saying that you're bad, but I'm saying, people perceive Swift as the better team.
Yeah, but okay, so every time you play a better team, you're just like, oh boy, they're better than us. What can we do?
Well, I mean, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like
No,
that.
I know, I'm teasing you, but I felt like after every game we had so far, I said that the season was really stacked and everyone could beat everyone. And I think like the results so far in every game showed that. Swift almost choked on their first 2 games, then they won convincingly versus Dunya, but versus Chuckbusters and I don't remember who, Antic, I think they almost lost the map, like almost went to Golden Cap. We beat Lego, we took a point out of Lopender, and I don't know, I feel like this season is really, really close. So yeah, we're gonna go versus Swift with the confidence we can take rounds. I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to play versus Tiger on Product. I'm not gonna lie, but apart from that, yeah. I mean, we kind of use one of our jokers tonight. If we want to make it to playoffs, so next week would be a good time to fix that mistake and take some points out of Swift. They don't need that. They don't need them. They've won all of their games so far, so help a friend in need.
All right, well, on the other side, Menti, you have to play Lego next week. Get to play your second Product official. You have maybe after this win have a little bit more confidence in Product, or
definitely. Like, I know that if we play properly, we can do really, really well on Product. Plus, against Lego and scrims, we've like had varying results, I guess. So sometimes we win, sometimes we almost roll, sometimes they almost roll us. So we just gotta hope we're hitting our shots that day, and if that's the case, then I think we could even win, I guess. Depends on how good we play. We could obviously always lose, but I just think that if we perform like we did today, we'll probably take some points.
All right. You have any questions, Ro?
Not particularly.
No. All right. Well, I think we're good for this interview. I think we can just do some quick shout outs and then we can go send everybody their way. So I guess we're gonna go with Menti first. You have any shout outs?
Shout outs to my team, and yeah, that's it.
Ombrak. Shout outs.
Shout out to my team, even though you all suck. Shout out to Ascent and Melda, of course. God, will I have to say that every time now? Fuck me. Okay, I'm breaking the deal. Shout outs to you guys for casting. From our NA friends to step up, and soon we're gonna EU die, please. And shout out to people who watched that game. See you next week.
Bro, what are your shout outs?
Shoutouts to North America for picking up the pace. Picking up the slack.
That's it.
Yeah,
All right.
usually when people stop speaking, that means
All right.
that's it.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is NA. I mean, you know, he has a little bit of a ping. It could just be, you know, the message has to reach him first by post. So
Shout out to my team and shout out to sorry, I think maybe you won't hear me.
thank you very much.
Well said, Ombrek.
I guess I'll give a big quick shout out. Shout out to Nicell for doing production. Thank you for Ro, doing casting. So shout out to the two NA people. I'm not NA. I'm not from the US. Please stop doing this to me. Thank you. I hate you, Turbo. And shout outs to my team. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this little cast on Team Fortress TV. Make sure to check out the site, twitter.com/teamfortresstv as well, Discord, all of that good social media stuff. And I hope that you will check us out whenever we do another cast, probably in like, I think 2 days, I think is the Swift Ascent official. So,
Yes.
so make sure to check that out in 2 days, 9:15 p.m. CET.
Follow me on Twitter.